Hey YouTube, today's Wednesday, February 19th, and I haven't made a vlog in so long, and I just needed to update everyone on Liz, on life, on everything. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me. It is going to be a car vlog. I don't have a lot of time these days, so when I do have time, it's when I'm driving. But I'm hands-free. I have a little nifty hands-free thing, so I'm being safe. Okay, so update on Liz. As you know, she was diagnosed with cervical cancer, stage 2, on August 26th. It is an inoperable form, according to her oncologist, because it had already begun to spread for the outer parts of the cervix, like the wall of the cervix. So he didn't want to give her a hysterectomy or even a partial one at that point, but he did recommend treating it with chemotherapy and radiation. So she completed 4 rounds of chemotherapy. We were having a hard time with it originally because the insurance just did not want to cover her chemo. Then they didn't want to cover a PICC line. They wanted us to go through a lot of red tape. The doctor had to fill out a whole bunch of forms and get pre-approvals on almost everything, and it was just really, really difficult to get her the treatment that she needed. Then by the time they actually approved the PICC line, she was so sick, and it was just so hard on her body that they decided to cancel chemo and not give her any more. So right after they gave her the PICC line, she ended up with just 1 more chemo, and then they took it all out and just stopped the chemo. So the end of her chemo was at the end of September. I don't remember the exact date. I do have it written down, but because I'm driving, I don't know it off the top of my head. So that was it. She completed 4 rounds of chemo. While she was doing chemo, she was still doing external radiation. She ended up doing 30 rounds of external radiation and 6 rounds of internal radiation. The 30 external were not as difficult. They were like 15 minutes, but it was every single day. And the office from our house on a good day could take us 15 minutes to get there, but with traffic in the middle of the day or in the middle of rush hour, it could take us somewhere close to an hour. So it was a long commute. Plus we had to pay tolls every single day, the gas, the parking. It was just really ridiculous and really, really expensive for us to do that. But we did it. We made it through, and we did complete 30 rounds of external radiation. Right after she finished the external radiation, she had to do the internal radiation. Now, she only had to do 6 of those, but they were twice a week, and they were so horrific. I don't even know how I got her to complete all 6, because it was just a nightmare trying to convince her to go. It was so extremely painful for her and barbaric. I mean, I saw the tools. She was not put under. It was just, here you go, we're gonna insert all these instruments and leave you like this for 3 hours while we map out the radiation and then take you back to radiation. And this happened twice a week. If you're following us on Facebook, I did post pictures of the instruments at one point, and I went into a little more detail there, but it was really barbaric, and the doctor who was performing it was really good, but he went on vacation during the time that she had to start those therapies, the internal ones, and so she got a different doctor that she wasn't used to working with, and she was a woman, and she was like not sympathetic at all. She's never been through it before. She's just like, oh, it's no big deal, but it is a big deal, and it was very painful for her, and I saw her suffer through it, and I'm really, really proud of her for completing that. But I really have no idea how the heck we convinced her to do it. It was really hard, but thankfully she did complete all 6 of those. So by the end of November, she had finished all of the cancer treatment that she was gonna do for the very first go round. At the end of November, coincidentally, was when they canceled her insurance, but at the same time, they also did a biopsy, and they looked for cancerous cells, and they didn't find any, which was really good news. But we weren't able to get the PET scan done yet because the doctor wanted her body to heal for a couple of months before we did the PET scan. So we were scheduled to do it in January. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. I was making a turn. So we were scheduled to do the PET scan in January, and he told us just enjoy the holidays, travel, visit your family, do whatever you want to do. Just don't think about cancer for the next couple of months. And that's exactly what we did. We stayed home for Christmas, and we got to see, my mom for Christmas and that kind of thing. We spent Christmas Day with my mom and Bella, and then a couple days after Christmas on the 27th we went to Puerto Rico, and we were there for 2 weeks, which was really beautiful, and it was perfect timing. We got to spend some much needed time with our families, my dad, Liz's side of the family. It was just really wonderful. She hadn't been back in like 12 years or something ridiculous like that. I was there like 2 years prior, but still, it was really nice to spend New Year's and Reyes with the whole family and just kind of forget about everything that we had been going through and all of the difficulties. And thankfully, she still had some medication, so we were able to make it through the holidays without any real need for her insurance. But even during that time, we had already started the process of trying to get it reinstated. So even though we've reapplied for everything, it's been taking a long time, a ridiculously long time. And first, it was because we needed to go to the child support agency. I'm sorry. We needed to go to the child support agency so that she could let them know that she didn't have any information on Bella's father. Bella doesn't have a father. So they wanted us to go there, physically go there and give them that information. The first deadline that they gave us, she was hospitalized during that time, so we weren't able to meet their requirement. They canceled her insurance. That's when they canceled it originally, on the 30th of November. And then when we tried to go get it resolved, they had us reapply. So they had to reopen the case, so we had to reapply. So we did that in December. And then by the end of December, they said, okay, your deadline is on this date. Meanwhile, Liz already had a trip that she planned to go back to Boston for a second opinion. And, we were hoping the insurance would be resolved before she came back from Boston. But she was there for 2 weeks and came back, I think it was Christmas Eve or the 22nd, or it was like the 22nd or 23rd or something like that. She came back. And we waited the entire time for this letter to arrive to say, hey, it's all good, you can go, get your medical benefits or reinstated again. But no, it never came. And then when the letter finally did come, it wasn't what we wanted to see. It was more of, well, you need to be at the child support agency by this date at this time, or we're not going to accept the application. So we went to the agency. She flew back from Boston, and we went back to the agency, and lo and behold, wouldn't you know it, it's just our luck. We get there, and she fills out the paperwork. She gives it to the woman with her ID, and the woman says, oh, I'm sorry, I can't accept this because your license is expired. And she's like, my license is expired. She had no idea. Nobody caught it. She had taken 4 trips. She went through TSA 4 times. She's been in and out of the hospital. Countless people have looked at her ID, and nobody even noticed that her license was expired since March. So here we are in December, and her license had been expired since March. So she wouldn't accept the document. So we went straight from there to the license bureau to reinstate her license, because it wasn't going to be a big deal. Fine, we'll just get a new license and then go back, because insurance is important, and it's all depending on this one silly form that says, I don't have any information, Bella doesn't have a dad. Even though they have that information over the phone, no, you have to physically go and do it, or you're not cooperating with the child support agency, and they can just deny you health insurance, any kind of benefits. So anyway, we go to the license bureau, and when she gets there, she gives them all the, ID that they need, like the birth certificate, social security card, yada yada. And they say, oh, I'm so sorry, this is the old birth certificate from Puerto Rico. You need the new one. This one is not valid. So you can't get a license today. So I'm like, wonderful. We had our trip to Puerto Rico planned for the following day. So we decided to call the airline, figure out if we were going to have any issues, because it's just our luck, right, that, you know, she flew 4 different times and nobody stopped her, but the one time that, now that we know that the license is expired, they're going to give us a hard time at the airport. So we called the airline. They said, well, it's up to the airline, it's up to the TSA at that airport, you know, if they want to let you go through, it's their discretion. So we took our chance. We didn't have any issues. They did call us out on it. They were like, you know, your license is expired, but they let us through. So we get to Puerto Rico, and we figured, well, we're in Puerto Rico, let's just get a new birth certificate while we're here. That way we can get this whole insurance thing resolved. We go to get the new birth certificate, and they tell us, oh, I'm so sorry, you can't get a birth certificate because your license is expired. Look at my face. You can't get a new license without a birth certificate, but you can't get a birth certificate without a license. What gives? So I was so heated. I was so mad and so tired of getting the runaround that I called the license bureau back in Florida from Puerto Rico and told them the situation, told them what I was doing, told them I was trying to get this resolved. I flew to Puerto Rico. What more do you want? What more do you need? They allowed me to process her renewal of her license online. They emailed me a receipt. I showed the receipt to the people in Puerto Rico at the Departamento de Salud. They gave me the birth certificate, and we came home a couple weeks later. So finally, we're now armed with everything we need, and we didn't think we would have any more problems with this insurance nightmare, this fiasco. So in January, upon our return, we applied yet again. Now it is sometime during, I think it was like January the 26th. That has to be the 26th, because they have until the 26th of this month to make a determination, and it's about 30 days. So on the 26th of January, we reapplied, because we have to get all these documentations in order again. We tried to just go back to the child support agency, and they were like, again, no, you need to reapply, blah blah blah. So we did everything we were supposed to do. They did the phone interview. They called us for like 1 million documents, sent everything over again, gave us like 50 deadlines. We did everything. We complied with everything by the 10th of February. And you can look online at the account and you can see that they've reviewed everything. So I was like so hopeful that they would hurry up and just get this, you know, resolved quickly, because we've been waiting since December 1st, and we did everything that we could to get it done quickly. So we're just hoping that they would do their part. So, no, we haven't heard anything and haven't heard anything. Meanwhile, now the radiation has caused some effects on Liz's body that are really difficult to deal with. She has arthritis in her entire back. There's like a lot of pain in her pelvic bone. Her sciatica is acting up. She's got the pinched nerve, which is, you know, the sciatica is pinched. She's got a couple bulging discs. There's a lot going on, and it's all in that same region, and we suspect it's all because of the radiation. A couple of doctors have examined her. Fortunately, we have had a little bit of medical care, even though we don't have insurance. They have referred us to just go to the ER every time that we need something, which is so silly to me. Like, you would rather send somebody to the ER so that they can sit there and use your ER resources and doctors and all this stuff and rack up all these bills, instead of just paying somebody to review her case and just give her the insurance that she needs. We could just go to the primary care physician or physical therapy or whatever else, but no, they want you at the ER. So we've been in and out of the ER, including 2 hospitalizations so far in the last 2 weeks. I believe we are up to 8 trips to the hospital, something like that, something completely ridiculous. I think she has spent maybe 2 or 3 nights at home And the rest of the time has been hospital, 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 hospital in the last couple of weeks. In fact, right now, she's at the hospital. All right, sorry, I had to run in and grab Liz's lunch, so if I repeat a little fraction of it, I'm sorry. I just don't remember exactly where I left off. I think I was just saying that we're still not covered by insurance and that she's still hospitalized, like she's at the hospital right now. So we called a couple of people and spoke to them. We even spoke with like a Medicare advocate, and she told us that today told us that okay, let me backtrack. A couple of days ago we called the Medicaid office, and they told us that they don't have any information, and unfortunately they have until the 26th to make a determination. They have the full 30 days, so they have no information for us. We just have to wait it out. So today, because she's still in the hospital, we were gonna call the financial person at the hospital, because everything is being billed directly to us right now. So we have like a financial person that we work with at the hospital, and she works with a Medicaid advocate. So we called her today. Liz spoke with her, and she looked her case up and told her, oh, they're about to deny you again because you need to go to the child support agency. I'm so sick of these people. You have no idea. So she's like, when were they going to notify us? They didn't even send us a letter. And she's like, well, they don't have to. They could just wait the 30 days and then send you a letter that says you're not approved. So now we were already thinking, how the heck are we going to get back? She's hospitalized, and we have just a couple of more days to take care of this. It's already the 19th. They have until the 26th. If we don't get this resolved between like today and tomorrow, and I've got a couple of days that I'm going to be out of town, so it's cuts us shorter, even shorter down on time. So we have to get this resolved like right away. I don't know if I have to break her out of the hospital or what, because I can't even take it for her. It has to be her. It's just so frustrating. But now we know, at least we got some information, and we know that they are waiting for us to go there to make that determination. But if we would have known this all along, we would have, on the 10th, when, you know, we submitted all the documentation, we could have avoided all these headaches of the last 2 weeks of not having insurance and dealing with all this other crap, and we could have just handled it. You know, we had the time to go to the child support office. In fact, we were downtown to handle a different matter. So it just doesn't make any sense that these people don't feel the need or the courtesy to communicate directly with you or clearly with you to let you know what you really need. So anyway, like I was saying, it's just frustrating that, you know, the people who really need the help, like she really needs her care, and she really needs the benefits, and she really needs the assistance, these people have a hard time, you know, getting the benefits, and then it comes so easy for others, which that's the frustrating part for me. Well, because we don't have insurance, we've been trying other avenues to control her pain and manage it. So we've out of pocket paid 3 months service to a chiropractor. We've been doing that. We've been taking some other supplements. What else have we been doing? Exercises, certain specific exercises to help, you know, relieve the pressure of the sciatic nerve and things like that. So we're just trying what we can to manage it as best as we can at home when she's not in the hospital, which is rare these days. She's usually in. Think that's it for Liz. I don't think that there's anything else in terms of her care. If I missed something, I'll just update on a separate video. Bella was doing the virtual school and just recently went back to brick and mortar school. She's still doing her dance. She's doing really well with that, and she is in full-blown competition mode. In fact, they had a competition just a couple of weeks ago, so her dance team did really well, and they won quite a few trophies, so it was really nice. What else? Don't have anything else to report on that. I think, you know, just normal kid stuff. And then me, I've been doing good. work is great. I've just been really focusing my efforts on just taking care of Liz, taking care of business, and making sure that the house stays, you know, decent enough to live in, because it's just, it can easily get away from you when you're so busy 24/7. I haven't had much time to bake, but I did make a couple of videos like a week or so ago of some things I did make right around Valentine's Day. Or no, it was before Valentine's, but I did make a couple of things, you know, that same week. Our Valentine's Day was nice, even though, you know, we did have to spend it at home because, shoot, I don't know which way I'm going, north, south, south. Okay, we did spend it at home because Liz wasn't feeling good, but we had a really, really nice Valentine's Day. Like, we got some nice takeout, and we watched some really good movies, so we had some, good memories made there. What else? I think that's it. I don't really have anything else to report. This is my busy season at work, so I've got a lot of travel coming up. In fact, next week I'm out of town, and then like 2 weeks in March I'm out of town, and a few random days here and there. So it's really, really busy season for me at work, and I'm hoping that Liz's health takes a turn for the better so that we can balance everything and not have like added stress with, you know, what are we gonna do, how are we gonna handle this or that. So anyway, I think I'm done. I'm so sorry this video is so ridiculously long. I didn't intend for it to be this long, but I guess I had so much to update that I didn't realize how much time had passed before I made a video. So thank you so much for all of the comments and all of the, you know, concerns, and people who are writing me asking me about Liz's well-being and wishing us well and that kind of thing. I really, really appreciate it. I read her all the comments that I get and all the private messages that I get, and she appreciates it as well. I know that she started off making, you know, vlogs about her care, but things quickly turned south and she was not up to it. Like, she was so weak and just not, like, just really, really not having it. You know, that chemo really killed her. It was really difficult, and her spirits were low, and she just couldn't do it. I think her intentions were always to keep everyone in the loop and try to bring awareness more to the younger community that, you know, it could happen to you. You know, she's young. She's in her, like, fresh 30s, you know, like, she's not even 35 yet. So, anyway. Alright, I'm going to cut this off from rambling now. So, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your month, and we'll talk soon. Bye.